host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming transit of planet Mercury, which on April 24th is going to be entering the sign of Taurus, and it's going to be transiting in this sign for a long span of time. So from April 24th till July 1st, Mercury is going to be well dignified in the sign of its good friend Venus in a very strengthened state. Although friends, Mercury is going to go retrograde as well during its stay in the Taurus sign from May 10th till June 2nd, it's going to go retrograde as well. But friends, just because as planet is going to be in a strengthened state, so even if it is going to be retrograde, it is only going to manifest its reflective and a very strengthened side only. So friends, we are going to have our exclusive comprehensive discussion on this, but before we will start our discussion, it's first very important to understand the general guidelines or the kind of way Mercury manifests its results in the transit. So now friends, Mercury is the only planet which we need in today's day and age to succeed in all sphere of life. Like when we talk about the prospects of communication, prospects of your education, anything to do with commerce, trade, friendship, adventure, gaining from your influence, all these are the qualities, signification which we attached with the qualities of the Mercury. Friends, if you want to multitask things with complete efficiency, if you want to shuffle with so many different jobs, if you want your communication to be very impressive, so you need the strength, you need the blessing from this quick moving and a very impressionable planet which is called as Mercury. And friends, when we talk about Mercury's influence in the Taurus sign, so now friends, Mercury in a way manifests very good results when it is going to be placed in the earth signs. Now whether you talk about Taurus, you talk about Virgo, or even the Capricorn, because beyond doubt, out of all the good qualities Mercury has, but there is always this fear of Mercury's energies going kind of frivolous, not being focused on the goals or the targets. But when we talk about the fixity of the earth signs, so over here Mercury manifests its very rigid, very concentrated, very goal oriented approach. And friends, if you want to know from the perspective of the Taurus, so definitely friends, in the original Kalpurush Kundli, Taurus is a sign which represents the kind of finesse which you have in your personality, in your speech, the way you manage your finances, how much strengthened and fixed you are regarding your goals, regarding your virtues, regarding your principles. Trust me friends, when we talk about the influence of Mercury on the Venus, just because here we are talking about a sign which is being ruled by the planet Venus, a planet of beauty, a planet of elegance, a planet of entertainment business. So you can actually see this combination alignment in the charts of so many renowned Hollywood actors. Because when we talk about actors, the main kind of, their gist or the kind of essence which they have in their repertoire, in their acting skills, is the way they deliver dialogues. So like even if you will take up the case of George Clooney, Russell Crowe, they both have Mercury and a Venus placed in the Taurus sign. We have other examples like Johnny Depp, who is these days very famous for wrong reasons these days because of his messages getting exposed. But when we focus on his acting skills and his speech, so Johnny Depp, like even Alec Baldwin, they all have this placement of Mercury in their Taurus sign, which actually help them succeed and kind of get this humongous success in their chosen craft. So lot many musicians, lot many people who work with their skills, who are successful journalists, are someone who you will find to be getting the mileage, getting the benefit because of this alignment in their natal chart. Now friends, if you want to know from the perspective of the transit, like the way in whichsoever house Jupiter transit, it blesses you with new opportunities. Saturn gives you foundation. Sun puts the limelight. The prospects of confidence goes very high, ambition goes very high. Same way friends, when we talk about the transit of Mercury, Mercury's transit can be seen as a very good sign in a way to make contacts, to make connections, to actually remain at the top of your game, remain kind of little bit opportunistic to get the financial value, get the benefit out of the signification of that house. And just because here we are talking about a sign which in itself represents financial management. So definitely friends, Mercury is going to be manifesting very good results because of its long stay in this sign of Taurus. And also friends, it's going to be breaking the Kal Sarp Yoga as well, because for past so many months all the planets were hemmed in the axis of Rahu and Ketu, just because of the exit of Mercury and its departure from the Aries sign and its entry in the Taurus sign. It is also going to break the Kal Sarp axis as well. Now friends, shifting our discussion to the customized results. So for all the Aries ascendant natives, so now friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 3rd house and the 6th house. So in a way, Mercury actually manifests and represents your fighting spirit, the prospects of your courage and valor. But in terms of its house ownership, Mercury is not a very auspicious planet for you guys. But just because friends, the kind of signification which Mercury possesses and its entry in the 2nd house of finances can be seen as a very good news. Specifically for all those people in whose case Mercury or Mercury connected profession becomes very important. Like for example, you are a musician, you are an actor, anything to do with banking, financial fields and sector. Even if you have your own business, you are in a family business, so all those people can get benefited, because the transit of Mercury going in the 2nd house, it's all about multitasking things, being very proactive, being little bit opportunistic as well. Specifically friends, for all those people who are even in a corporate job or in a salary job, so from the 6th house, Mercury is going to go 9 places ahead of it in the 2nd house. So definitely friends, some good quality time with your juniors, with your subordinates, with your team members, sharing some healthy, hearty laughter, jokes, banter. So this is how we can see the transit of Mercury in your 2nd house for all the Aries ascendant natives. Definitely friends, your prospects of communication will definitely have an added edge during this time when Mercury is going to be transiting from your 2nd house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Taurus ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case, Mercury is a very important planet for you guys. Mercury has got the rulership of your 2nd house of your finances and the 5th house of your risk-taking ability, your intellect, your artistic and creative talents. And now friends, in transit, Mercury's entry in your 1st house can be seen as a very good sign. In a way, the beautiful aspect of this transit is that finally Mercury is out of your 12th house. So now friends, definitely the transit of Mercury right over there in your 1st house is going to make you a multitasker, kind of a person who can manage and shuffle between a lot many things. And just because Mercury has got the rulership of your important houses of finances as well, so this is going to be a time when your mind is definitely going to be working in a very resourceful way. You want to generate new channel of income, you want to collaborate, you want to interact with new people, new set of people. And if in your line of work, presentation, public speaking is an integral part, so definitely you are going to impress people because of the finesse in your presentation skills, in your communication skills. Because friends, your ascendant lord is also going to go exalted very soon in the 11th house. So definitely friends, your personality will be like a magnet which is going to attract lot many opportunities, lot many people, and all those people who will come in your circle of influence, who will come in contact with you, you will be able to retain, maintain and impress people with your good communication skills. So from all of those perspectives, this transit can be seen as a very good news. Also friends, even if you want to go for any adventures, for some sort of travels or road trips, so whether we talk about extracurricular activities, adventure, entertainment, spending quality time with your friends, even just because of the rulership of the 5th house as well, even all those people who are straight away connected with the artistic and creative fields, even if you are a student, so all those people are going to get benefited because of the fine, efficient time management and management of all the resources which you have at your disposal. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Gemini ascendant natives, so now definitely friends, in your case, Mercury is your ascendant lord, and being the lord of your 1st house and the 4th house, its transit in the 12th house can be seen as a little bit sensitive placement. Now friends, the beautiful aspect of this placement is that only if you are straight away connected with the 12th house related occupation or profession, anything to do with the foreign trade, or anything to do with the concerns of spirituality, or if you are working in the fields of import and export, so all those people can get benefited. No matter 12th house is the house of expenses and losses, but if your life revolves around the signification of that house, then definitely you are going to get benefited. Also friends, just because your ascendant lord is going there, so whole of your energy and force will go in the matters of reconciliation or kind of arbitration or fine management of your expenses, of your finances. So all those flaws, all those shortcomings which might have slipped from your mind in the past few weeks or months, during this time, just because your whole focus is going in the matters of that house, you will be able to spot all those shortcomings which can be fixed. And friends, I've already explained this thing. For anything to do with the travels or being engaged in the business of travels and all of that, so you can definitely get benefited during this transit of your ascendant lord. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Cancer ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 12th house and the 3rd house. Now friends, 3rd house, which is a very important house for all those people who are freelance, who are self-employed, you work in the fields of sales, media, marketing. And not only that, friends, just because 3rd house just represents our capacity to take initiative, how much resourcefulness we possess within our personality, the kind of influence which we have within our community, and the prospects of ambition, drive, motivation. And friends, the lord of this house going in your 11th house for such a long span of time can be seen as a very good sign. So all the efforts which you have been putting in, you might be able to gather or garner good sort of recognition or attention for all the work which you have been putting in. Also friends, because Mercury is a very playful energy, Mercury also represents all sort of recreational activity, being taking part in games and hobbies, leisure activities. So its transit in the 11th house can be seen as a very good sign that you might be invited to large gathering, large groups, and you might have a very good time. You might make some good new connections during this time when Mercury is going to be transiting from your 11th house. Moving right, friends, now for all the Leo ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is a very, very important planet for you guys. Mercury actually has got the ownership of both the houses of your finances, whether we talk about the supplementary income opportunities, which is the 11th house, or whether we talk about the 2nd house, which purely represents your income. So now friends, its transit in the 10th house is definitely going to be creating some very good news for all of you people. Specifically, now it hardly matters whether you are in your own business, you work for the government, or anything to do with being in a kind of public speaking profile, because 10th house just tells about the way we execute our duties and responsibilities. Mercury is a very resourceful planet, Mercury is very smart, and Mercury is very good in efficiently managing things, multitasking things, how to take out work from your juniors and how to remain submissive and obedient to your bosses. So definitely friends, the transit of Mercury in the 10th house is going to be benefiting all those people in whose case all of these Mercurian fields of commerce, of business, of public speaking, accountancy, finance, working for the government, if all of that is getting qualified in your case. Also friends, during this time there could be some new sort of financial channel of income which might also get generated during this time. So kind of remain very much kind of optimistic and positive towards all those opportunity, because you cannot overlook this fact that right now in the transit your ascendant lord is also exalted in the 9th house. Moving right, friends, now for all the Virgo ascendant natives. So definitely friends, in your case Mercury is your ascendant lord, is your 10th house lord as well, and in the transit Mercury is going to be transiting in your 9th house, which can be seen as a very good sign, because friends, Mercury has got innate curiosity, and 9th house represents all sort of mentorship, guidance, right set of advices. And just because if in your line of work 9th house related matters are straight away getting qualified, anything to do with judiciary, with teaching, with banking, with finance, or anything to do with the immigration business, so all those people can get benefited. Even if in your case you are right now pursuing your higher studies and MBAs and all of that, so all those people can also get benefited. During this time you might also remain lucky in getting this opportunity for some long distance work related travel as well. And the beauty over here is that friends, whatsoever travels are going to get generated during this time, they will prove to be very fortunate for all of you guys. So definitely friends, whether we talk about from the knowledge perspective or some sort of professional gain perspective or support of luck helping you, so this transit of Mercury, its entry in the 9th house can be seen as a very good sign. Definitely friends, you will be well guided by your bosses, by your teachers, by your mentors during this time or during this stay of your ascendant lord in the 9th house. Friends, try to understand this thing. In the transit, your ascendant lord is in the most auspicious house of luck and fortune. So somehow, till the time Mercury is going to be dignified in the 9th house, all of your endeavors, all of your efforts are going to be divine protected. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Libra ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 12th house and the 9th house. So in a way friends, Mercury is a very auspicious planet for your ascendant. Now friends, its entry in the 8th house can be seen as vulnerable to begin with in this regard that Mercury, which is the significator of communication, there is a little bit of the playful side which is always there with Mercury. And Taurus energy has also to do with the financial management and with the speech. So one thing which I want to say over here is that try to refrain from indulging into unnecessary gossip. The second thing is that definitely friends, this transit can prove to be very beneficial for you if your occupation is straight away connected with the 8th house related matters. Anything to do with healing, with occult sciences, with sadhana, with meditation, being kind of a meditation teacher, kundalini or yoga teacher, or if in your line of work you are connected with the fields of insurance, revenue, taxation, so you can get benefited because of the entry of Mercury in your 8th house. Also friends, when we talk about the transit of Mercury in the Taurus and in the 8th house, it somehow gives this added flair to your intuition or your capacity to do problem solving or being very reflective, being very observant or being very insightful. So from all of those perspectives, like if you have to associate yourself with the kind of work which demands lot of attention, lot of concentration, digging deep into the information, going deep in the layers, so all those people can get benefited. Your mind is definitely going to be functioning in this way. And also friends, because of the whole alignment which is right now taking place in the transit in the astral realm, like even Jupiter's transit is going to be taking place in the Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra, which also represents heightened spiritual energy. So definitely friends, this can be seen as a very good sign for kind of indulging into religious and spiritual austerities when this auspicious planet for your ascendant is passing from your 8th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all these Scorpio ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury, although it's not a very auspicious planet for you guys, but its entry, its transit in the 7th house can actually benefit all those people in whose case anything to do with being in a partnership business or being a freelance person, working in the fields of content creation where you have to present and deal with the masses. So all those people can definitely get benefited. Mercury is the chief planet of commerce and trade. So the planet of business transiting from the house of business can be seen as a very good sign. Friends, the only vulnerability is that because Mercury also has got the rulership of your 8th house as well. So specifically for all those people in their personal relationship, like within your marriage, if your marriage is already going through some difficult times, so during this time the misunderstanding or miscommunication prospect might go more deepened. So over there you have to remain a little bit cautious. But friends, from the perspective of remaining very much open towards new opportunities, meeting new people, being introduced and kind of remaining open towards new horizon, new course of action. So from all of those perspectives, this entry or this transit of Mercury in your 7th house can be seen as a very good sign. Again friends, I will say the same thing for anything to do with the commerce, with trade, with material prospects or financial aspect. This entry, this transit of Mercury in your 7th house can be seen as a very good sign. But deep within your matrimonial life with your partner, during this time, because of Mercury not being very auspicious planet for your ascendant, it might create little bit of the misunderstanding or the ghost of the past might come on the surface. So there you have to remain a bit serious because Mercury is a very frivolous, very playful energy. So your partner might be very serious or you might be very casual, or either way this could be you are taking things not seriously, being casual, and your partner is getting offended because of that. So only if you can keep a tab on the matters of your relationship, then trust me friends, in all other areas, in all other aspects, this transit of Mercury in your 7th house can be seen as a good news. Moving ahead friends, Now for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury is a very important planet for you guys. It has got the rulership of two very important houses of your public dealings. And now friends, Mercury's transit in your 6th house can be seen as a very good news in this regard that friends, when we talk about if in your line of work, your sister, your maternal uncles or aunts, if they have some say, you can definitely get benefited. If you are working as a salaried professional, you are in any way connected with the fields of accountancy, finance, or law, so all those people can also get benefited. And definitely friends, the transit of Mercury in the 6th house is definitely going to kind of add a edge in your work style. You might be able to get your work done, you might be able to multitask things. So from all of those perspectives, the entry of Mercury in your 6th house is definitely going to provide you a quick way or quick problem solving mechanism during this time, during Mercury's stay in your 6th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Capricorn ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 9th house, and it has also got the rulership of your 6th house. So friends, in a way, Mercury is a very auspicious planet for you guys. Now friends, its transit in the 5th house is definitely going to benefit all the Capricorn ascendant natives. Now whether if you are an athlete or you work in the fields of stock market, trading, or anything to do with the art, entertainment, creativity, so all those people can get benefited. Now friends, the beauty of the 5th house is that in a way 5th house tells about our buddhi, our intellect, and the transit of Mercury over here is definitely going to make your mind and your decision making very realistic, very grounded, very practical. So now friends, definitely with this kind of entry of Mercury in the 5th house, you cannot kind of stick to one line of kind of result, because 5th house has got lot of connotation. This is also the house of enjoyment, of entertainment. This is also the house of sadhana. This is also the house of playful activities. So because of which, whatsoever your priorities are in the life, this entry or this transit of Mercury in the 5th house is going to accelerate all of your those priorities, and it is definitely going to make you kind of little bit opportunistic or street smart during this time when Mercury is going to be passing from your 5th house. And I've already mentioned this thing friends, whether you are a freelance person, whether you work for stock market, you are still a student, all those people are going to get benefited because of the transit of Mercury from your 5th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury becomes a very auspicious planet for you guys because it has got the rulership of one of the trine houses of yours, which is the 5th house of your memory, of your intellect, of your buddhi, of your mind, and the 8th house of your deeper penetrating insights, of your intuition. And friends, Mercury's transit in the 4th house can be seen as a very good sign. Now friends, when I say good sign, see, on emotional mental plane, Mercury has got a little bit kind of enmity with the signification of the 4th house. So on emotional mental plane, it might make you little bit restless, but trust me, when we talk about the material benefits and gains connected with the 4th house, like let's say for example, if your line of work involves you work from home, you are a freelance teacher or trainer, or anything to do with construction, real estate, buying and selling of luxurious goods, or dealing with vehicles, or dealing with artificial jewelry, so all those people can get benefited because of the entry of Mercury in your 4th house. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Pisces ascendant natives. So now friends, in your case, Mercury has got the rulership of your 4th house and the 7th house, and in transit Mercury is going to be entering your 3rd house. So now definitely friends, this can be seen as a very good sign, specifically for all those people who work with their skill. You are a freelance person, you work in the fields of sales, media, marketing, you are a trainer, you are a coach, so all those people can get benefited. Now friends, the transit of Mercury in the 3rd house is all about being very expressive, being very opportunistic, making use of your contacts, coming across as someone who's very responsible, who's very resourceful. So this is how the energies of Mercury is going to manifest in your case. So now friends, do not waste your time in just frivolous activities, hanging out with your friends, because this is what Mercury also represents, all sort of playful activities. Rather try to encash on this transit of Mercury going from your 3rd house, because friends, Mercury also has got the rulership of your 7th house as well. So all of your public life and the matters of the public attention and duties and responsibilities. Because for all the content creators, whether you are working in the fields of politics or you have your own business, for all of those people, the matters of the 7th house and 3rd house plays a very pivotal role. So try to make best use out of this, and definitely friends, the prospects of your communication and your confidence and your resourcefulness will shine and might be able to generate lot many new opportunities for you as well. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming transit of Mercury in the Taurus sign. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.